Hey guys, if this is your first time to my channel, hello and welcome. My name is Emily and today I am bringing you guys a review on this bad boy right here, the Florals Cheek Trio by Clionadh Cosmetics. Not already aware, Clionadh Cosmetics is an indie company that runs out of Canada. They are known for their palettes and their highlighters, and they are also known for being able to make you whatever shade of eyeshadow or highlighter you want. They have an option on their website that basically you can give them information and they can make whatever eyeshadow you want, which is pretty damn awesome if you ask me. I actually got this as a part of the Valentine's Day collection, which did launch on February 13th of last month. My boyfriend got this for me for Valentine's Day, so very, very cute and very sweet. And I actually heard about this from Angelica Nyquist. She was talking about it in one of her going on the wish list or not videos, and immediately upon seeing it, I knew that I need to have this guy in my collection. It is so, so beautiful. We have a light orangey peach color over here, which is Pollen. We have a medium rose-toned pink, which is Petal, and then we have a deep burgundy wine shade, which is Long Stem. And this is called the Florals palette, and all of the names are named after, you know, flower-related things, which I think is really, really cute. So after my boyfriend ordered the palette for me on February 13th when it launched, it did take about a month to get here, which is a pretty damn long time. But they did state on their website that they are going to be basically having backed up orders and to expect a long wait time. So I definitely did appreciate them letting us know off the bat. And about 3 weeks in, my boyfriend emailed them saying, hey, what's up guys, where's the palette? And they responded within 2 hours of us sending the email and said that it was on its way soon and that they were finishing up the shipments that week. I got the palette about a week after they gave us the shipping confirmation. It arrived really, really well packaged in a lot of bubble wrap. It was kind of a bitch to open all of that bubble wrap, but I would rather have to spend a little bit extra time, you know, picking through bubble wrap than picking through broken product. And I have done that many a times before, so I was very thankful for the extra bubble wrap. And once I got through the layers of bubble wrap, it actually came in this little pouch here, which I think is just so, so cute. Look how cute this is. I think it's cute because indie brands always kind of give a little bit of like personality with their orders, and I like this. I think it's adorable that it came in this little Valentine's themed little pouch. The actual packaging itself was in this floral box here, with the shades on the back as well as the ingredients, and I think this is a really, really pretty box. It's the same packaging as the actual compartment itself, the compact, but I think this is really, really pretty. Inside the actual packaging itself came these little tiny heart kind of sequins, and there was a pretty decent amount of them in here, so I just glued them onto one of my Z palettes, and I think it's cute. And I think this was a cute little touch that they just went the extra step to do something extra cute for Valentine's Day. So I really like the way this was packaged, and like I said, I'm not a huge packaging person, but I think that it was really cute and it just made it feel a little bit more special. Now this product is 100% vegan and cruelty free. It is talc and paraben free. In fact, you get 3 36mm pans that are 3.3 grams of product. Now comparing to a MAC shadow or a Dose of Color shadow right here, this is 1.5 grams of product versus this guy, which is 3.3. And compared to say a MAC blush or so, you get about double the product, but they are a lot more expensive. Now as far as prices go with this, guys, they are $12 Canadian for the single pan. If you just wanted one shade, you do have the option of buying just a single pan, and that translates from Canadian to American dollars at $9.15 per pan if you live in the US. If you want just one shade in a compact, it is $16 Canadian, which translates to $12.21 in US dollars if you want the compact and just one single shade. The blush trio itself is $37 Canadian, which translates to $28.23 American dollars. So that actually comes out to about $9.41 American per blush with the palette. You actually are saving a little bit of money if you get the 3 pans with the compact, because if you just want one of these shades with a compact, it is $12. And this guy comes out to $9.41 per blush with the whole compact. So you do save a little bit of money in the long run. Just some extra information that I thought you guys would like to know. They do charge $15 shipping to ship to the US, which is pretty expensive considering that the actual products themselves are decently priced at around $10 per blush, $12 per highlight, and the eyeshadows are less than $5 in American dollars, but then you do add on the $15 shipping. Now, I'm sure that's a fair price on their end because they do have to send everything through customs, and that just gets pretty expensive when you're going from country to country. Even though the US is very, very close to Canada, they still have to ship it through the customs and the postal service and all that good stuff. So it does end up being an extra $15 when you order to the US. Now, as far as the actual palette itself goes, I am more than impressed with this guy. I actually really wanted it for this shade over here, which is Pollen, the light orangey peachy shade, and I really wanted this guy to use as an eyeshadow. Long Stem, which is the kind of deep burgundy wine shade. It does state on their website that these are not eye safe, but keep in mind that the Urban Decay Electric Palette and the Melt Radioactive Stack are also not eye safe, technically. Now, they have to put that warning out there on certain products because some people have really sensitive eyes and they could have reactions to this type of thing. They can have reactions to certain pigments, and even like pressed pigments and pressed pigment palettes have to put out the warning that they're technically a body palette. But I find no trouble in using these on the eyes. I actually got it as a multi-purpose palette to use on the eyeballs and on the cheeks. And I think that it works absolutely phenomenal on both, but if you do have sensitive eyes, please take into consideration that this guy probably isn't going to be for you if you're trying to use it as an eyeshadow. It is in fact safe to use as a blush though, of course, because it is a blush trio. But for me personally, I have been using Long Stem on my eyeballs. This guy right over here, I think it is the most gorgeous berry shade, and you guys know, if you have seen one of my videos before, all I do is sit there and ramble and talk about how I want a perfect berry shade. And these are so creamy and pigmented and buttery, but without having a lot of fallout, and they are really, really easy to blend, which I am more than impressed with because I have had many times when a shadow is too pigmented and a little bit too creamy and you set it down and you just can't blend it. Same with blush. Sometimes it's a little bit too pigmented, you stamp it on your cheeks and then you have just a stamp of blush there for the whole day. This guy does not do that, but this does give you pretty full pigment straight away. I had to work on my blush today for about 5 seconds and it blended out really, really perfectly, and it was basically full pigment as soon as I put it on. Now, I don't have textured skin, so if you have textured skin, it might work a little bit differently with you, but I think that it looks really nice and I think that it performs really, really well. Now, I'll show you in some swatches here, and I'll show you some swatches up close later. I'm not even really dipping into it too hard here. And let's see, there's Long Stem, there is Petal. That one is super, super pigmented. It's very surprising how pigmented that guy is. And then we have Pollen here. And that one's a little bit more sheer. I'll go ahead and build it up in 2 layers. There you go. And as you can tell, that's very, very pigmented, and it does blend really, really smoothly. I'm gonna just kind of demo it here for you guys, but let's go ahead and blend Pollen and Long Stem. So it blends pretty easily, but it also stays and keeps its true pigment. As you can see, it has blended out a little bit, but the pigment hasn't really gone away, which I really appreciate because my least favorite thing in the entire world when it comes to eyeshadow or blush or, you know, highlight, contour, whatever you have it, powder products in general, is when you go to blend it, goes on perfectly, goes on pigmented and true to color, and then you blend it into everything and it just disappears. Plays Houdini on you. What the hell? I did not spend 20 minutes blending my eyeshadow just to have you blend into absolutely nothing. So I definitely appreciate when things are very pigmented but still very blendable. So I do actually have some dupes for you guys here if you are interested in some of the shades. If you don't want to pay the $15 shipping, I totally understand that, but personally for me, I definitely plan on making more purchases from this brand. I think this was worth the price, and I think it was worth the $15 shipping. And I don't think I've ever said that I think that expensive shipping is worth something before, so I really, really like this palette and I'm very pleased with it. Now, a couple of the dupes I have are some blush shades as well as some eyeshadow shades. I didn't necessarily have blush shades in all of these colors, and for me personally, I did want this palette to use as a blush palette and an eyeshadow palette as well. So I have 2 options for you guys for each one here. So let's go ahead and get started with Pollen, which is the light orange peachy color. I have Nabla Cosmetics Habana here, and this one is a very, very similar color in tone. It's got that kind of neon-y, light peachy orange shade happening, but it's a little bit less pigmented, and a little bit harder to build up. This one gives you really nice full pigment straight away and is easy to blend. This one is a lot more forgiving, if you will. You really have to build up 3 or 4 layers to get a bright blush application on your cheekbones. As you can see, this one has a pretty neon quality to it, and so does Ofra's blush in Mai Tai. This one's a little bit more neon than Habana by Nabla that I just showed, but this one is also very, very sheer. Now for some people that is good and you probably would love this. But for me personally, I am a-okay with pigment as long as it's blendable. And this palette gives me exactly that. So Ofra's blush in Mai Tai is very, very close, but it does take a lot more building up to get the full pigmentation on your cheeks. So for Petal, right in the middle here, which is the kind of mid-toned, almost cool-toned rosy color, I have Sugarpill Dollipop. As you can see, it's very, very similar to the shade, a little bit deeper in color, but it's still kind of that cool-toned pinky color. And this one is an eyeshadow, but I mean, tell me you can't use this for a blush. Just with the light hand, you could absolutely do so. Don't let people tell you that you cannot use eyeshadow for highlight or for blush and vice versa, because you can, girl, you can. That's just a way for them to make you believe that you have to go out and buy all sorts of different types of categories of products when you really could be using your stuff multifunctionally, and I don't experience any problem doing it. So if you haven't tried it at home, I suggest, you know, trying an eyeshadow as a blush. It's not a bad thing. But this color is very, very similar. It's in the same sort of like fuchsia pink family, but it's very, very light, and I think this one is a pretty close dupe. This one's a little bit deeper in tone, but it's pretty close in my opinion. The second dupe that I have for you guys is actually an eyeshadow from the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette, I believe it was called. It is discontinued now, but if you already own it in your collection, this guy is a spot on dupe. It has the same pigmentation as this blush, so if you have this shade, you can absolutely use this as a blush, or if you have this guy, you can use this as an eyeshadow as well. So I think that these are pretty darn close. The third and final shade in the palette is Long Stem, which is the Deep Wine Burgundy shade. The first dupe that I have here is Berry Pop by Dose of Colors from the Blushing Berries palette. If you already have this palette, you have something very similar to this guy. This is very, very close. To me, this one is more pigmented and more vibrant. What I've always kind of had a problem with the Dose of Colors shadows is that they are super, super beautiful and super pigmented off of first application, and then once you start blending everything together, everything starts to kind of just muddy up. And I love their shadows, don't get me wrong, but that was just a minor flaw that I had with them. And having this blush as an eyeshadow for me really fixed my problem with these guys. This gives me the pigmentation, it blends out well, but it doesn't blend away and it doesn't get rid of the vibrancy of the actual shade, which is the problem that I had with this guy in the first place. The last dupe that I have for you guys here is Suva Beauty's Hookah. Again, you can see these are very, very close, but same situation as the Dose of Colors shadow. This just doesn't stay true to color for me. When I start blending it out, it gets muddy, it loses its vibrancy, and it turns into almost like a blackened purple shade. And this guy just keeps that really red toned berry shade to it and doesn't blend into something that's deeper and darker and more muddy looking. It just really holds its pigmentation really, really well. But if you do have this guy in your collection, then you have something very similar to Long Stem from Clionadh. But personally, I prefer all 3 of these shades in this palette over everything that I just showed you guys. Thoughts on this palette are definitely that I think that it is worth the money. I think that this is a really, really nice palette, and I'm really happy to have it in my collection, and I'm super, super excited to try out more stuff from Clionadh Cosmetics. I think that this brand is freaking awesome, and I actually placed an order and ordered some eyeshadows and some highlighters from the Valentine's Day collection because everything was so freaking cute, down to the promo photos, to the way that they just marketed it, and the way every product looked. Everything just looked amazing. I honestly can't think of one product that they released from the collection that I didn't personally want. I ordered a couple of things that are going to be coming in hopefully soon. I think I placed the order about a week and a half ago, so Not really sure when they're going to be here. Like I said last time, it took about a month, but they did let us know about that. So it might be a pretty decent amount of time till I'm actually able to review that. But I do plan on doing a brand review. They offer eyeshadows, they offer blushes, and they offer highlights. So I will have tried everything that they have to offer from their line. I'm going to do a brand review on them once I get my products in, but so far I am super excited about this brand, and I think that this might be one of my new favorite go-to blush slash eyeshadow palettes that I have out of my whole collection. I swear to God, everything that I've been getting lately has been just nothing but holy grails. I got the Blood Sugar palette by Jeffree Star, and some of those shades in there are holy grails. I got the Venus XL palette, and 2 of the shades in there are holy grails for me. The rest of them I don't really care so much about, but this guy, I love every single shade. There's only 3 shades, so it's easy to love every shade. You know, when you have bigger palettes, you kind of have ones that you like and you dislike. This guy, it's small, it's simple, it's multifunctional for me, and I am very happy about this guy, and I'm very happy that I was able to find a new brand that really piques my interest, because a lot of brands have been really boring lately. From what I can tell, Clionadh Cosmetics is doing a very good job with their products, and I'm really excited to try everything out. So stay tuned for that brand review. My hand is so swatched up right now, it's ridiculous, but look at these freaking swatches. Like, that is 2 finger swatches. I just flipped you off. I'm so sorry. This is a build-up swatch here. I dipped into the product 1 time and just did 2 swatches with the product that I had on my finger. This stuff is pigmented. It's pigmented. So at the end of my reviews, I'm actually going to start giving you guys what I thought the product was out of 5. 5 being the best product in the entire freaking planet, and 1 being the absolute worst. So for this product specifically, I rate this product a 4.5 out of 5 stars. The product is absolutely beautiful, and it's what I want when I'm looking for an eyeshadow or a blush. I think it's amazing that I can use it for both, and I think that it's just really nice, high quality, and it's not too expensive. You do have to factor in that $15 shipping, but the prices are actually pretty low before you count the shipping in. You do have to keep that in mind though, because that shipping will get you, but for me personally, I think that it is worth it. The only downside is the shipping and the fact that it took a really long time to get here, but this product is so damn good that I truly don't really mind waiting. I think this is one that is very much so worth the wait. I do suggest that if you are going to buy something from Clionadh Cosmetics, I suggest kind of saving up some money and just purchasing everything you want all at once. This way you only have to spend the $15 that one time and just get everything at once, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to spend $15 shipping multiple times. So if you are looking to take a look at a new brand, or try a new blush formula, or just try something new, go ahead and take a look at Clionadh Cosmetics, because I think that they have something really good going on there. Thank you so much for watching this. I really do hope that you found this review helpful in any way. I hope that if you were looking at this palette, this maybe helped you decide whether or not you want it or not. If you are interested in seeing that brand review on Clionadh Cosmetics coming here soon, go ahead and subscribe down below, or if you just like makeup stuff in general, I got all sorts of makeup goodness happening here on this channel every single week. I really do hope that you are having an absolutely amazing day wherever you are, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!